Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit of the WoW podcast, Blue Please on CynicalBrit.com. Another short here for you. This is to explain a new launcher that's been put into the game as of the latest beta patch. The purpose of this launcher is that it's designed to allow you to play the game before you've downloaded all of it. They call the technology streaming, and before any of you say, oh, this is a rip-off of Guild Wars, yes, that's exactly what it is, in fact. As are a lot of ideas in games. They are borrowed or taken or altered from ideas that other people have had. With Guild Wars, you didn't have to download the whole thing, and it would stream parts of the area as you went in. In this case, WoW's doing the same thing. Now, if any of you have any kind of moral objection to that, I'd like to point you to my shelf, which contains a large collection of BBC Micro Model B and Spectrum tapes. Many of those games are, in fact, complete and total rip-offs of other games, to the point where they just reskinned a few things or recolored one of the sprites and then released it as a completely separate game. So, if Blizzard borrowing ideas from other MMOs gives you an aneurysm, I'd suggest you stay away from my Spectrum shelf, because, quite frankly, it could be deadly. Now, this is the current launcher screen for the Cataclysm beta. You'll see it still says Wrath of the Lich King. They're not really too bothered about sorting all of that stuff out. So, for instance, the login screen is the same as it was in vanilla, but it has the Wrath music behind it. There is no Cataclysm launcher screen as of yet for that. But this is the new one, and it came in with the latest beta build, and you'll see a brief explanation of what's going on there. So, there's 3 stages of download progress. You've got red, you've got yellow, and you've got green. If you're downloading and the bar is red, then you can't do anything. You've got to keep downloading. If the bar's yellow, you can try playing, but it might not work so well. And as it turns out, when I tried playing it yellow, I couldn't even log in. It just didn't work. And playable is green. So that means that it's almost done. It's going to have to stream some content. Now, those of you who like having the whole lot on your machine so you don't have to stream anything, don't worry. You'll be absolutely fine. They're going to keep that the way that it always was. So you can download the whole thing, play, and the performance will be just as good. But in this case, since this is a beta, they're having us test it. You can see there, the bar's at 100%, but it still says there's 4.1 gigabytes of data remaining. I would assume at this point that they are forcing us to stream parts of the game so that we can test it, which is totally fine. We're beta testers, that's what we're for. So, allow me to demonstrate what Orgrimmar is like if you are streaming the content as opposed to having it all on your machine. Bear in mind, the test setup for this is my computer, which is all detailed on my channel page, so you'll know exactly what kind of specs I've got. The beta is running off an external eSATA Samsung F1, and I'm also running on a 2 megabit down connection. Yes, I know, it's horrible, stop reminding me. Okay, here we go. Once again, let me remind you, since some people seem to flip out about changes and that kind of thing, in the live version you'll be able to download the whole thing and play it just the way that you always would. But you also have an option, say, if there's a long patch, to log in before the patch is done, and it'll continue to sort of download bits. You'll note that the terrain is here, but most of the buildings aren't. You'll see some rough outlines, but almost everything is gone, and yet it's still there. You can run around, but you're not going to have an awful lot of luck doing so. You can hear there's other players there, but there we go. Now it starts building up. So you can see a few bits there. You can still see through the walls. It's building, it's building, it's building. And that's pretty much it, by the looks of it. That's the whole lot sorted out. Not really a big deal, is it, honestly? Not too tricky at all. And this runs just the way you would expect. So that's a little look at how the streaming launcher currently works. Beta is beta, so I'd imagine it's going to be better in the final version, and right now it seems that we're being forced to stream the content as a test, so you'll be able to download the whole lot, and it'll be good. My name is Total Biscuit. I'll see you next time.